order after I turn on my mic so Jerry Lynn can hear me. I'll call tonight's meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In that same vein, I just want to let everybody know, Jerry Lynn made a request that everybody speak into their mic, so when she's doing the dictation, she can hear everybody clearly. Thank you. Jerry, will you take roll call, please?
Member Manson?
Present.
Member Lewis?
Present.
Member Haddock?
Present.
Member Kesselman?
Present.
Chairman Harris?
Present.
So Member Cipolla, Member Eastwood, Member Seamers, and Member Howdyshell are absent, and Director Kennedy and the rest of the staff are present.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to adopt the agenda, I'm sorry.
I so move.
Second.
Move in a second. All right, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. I'll call for an acceptance of the minutes from the August 28, 2014 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a first and a second. Any changes anybody see there? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Seeing no public, we'll move over public comment. Did any committees meet this month? No. I know somebody wanted, was that you? Mentioned the rec committee?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah, we have not had an opportunity to meet. I've been trying to get everybody together.
Okay. All right, so we'll see something next meeting. Staff reports. Mr. McLean, would you like to start, please?
Yes, sir. On the rec side, basically this month we have been finishing up all of our youth sports, fall youth sports, soccer, baseball, softball, football, volleyball. Everything is ending this week. This week we have everything. We've ordered all awards. Everything is moving forward to our winter sports. We did, staff did, myself included, participate in the National Recreation and Park Association annual conference this month. Went to educational sessions. And we did, of course, have our harvest night this last weekend. It was Friday night, and we had a record-breaking number of participants, over 400 counted paid participants for this event this year. So that was highest number, I believe. Miss Lynn, Jerry Lynn, gave me the numbers and said over the last 9 years. So that was, higher than those past years. So that was very good, especially with all the different events we had going on with the Royals and everything else. So that was a very good one. And then pretty much the remainder of this current week and the remainder of the month, we are preparing for our budgetary end of this fiscal year and preparing our software system to accommodate some of the new changes to our budgetary line items, revenue and expenditures. That is it on the rec side at this time. Is there any questions for me? I'll be glad to entertain them.
Any questions for Mr. McLean? Nope. Thank you, sir. We'll
Thank you.
move on to Mr. Rulo.
Excuse me. Thank you. I do have a written report in the packet also, but would just like to hit on a few key things. Staff was given an opportunity through the Bridging the Gap. They went out for a grant earlier in the year. They did succeed with this grant, which meant we got 100 free trees. Bridging the Gap went down to St. Louis to the forest relief area, picked up the trees for us last week, came up, dropped them off. Up north, we went and picked them up. Not only did they do that for us, they have tomorrow, being Wednesday and Thursday, we will be planting these trees, and they will be bringing 13 volunteers on each day to help plant them. 50 of them will be planted tomorrow along the Good Park Trail. And then on Thursday, the other 50 are going to be planted along the Ward Park Trail out at Ward Park. So anybody's got any free time, want to help plant some trees and mulch some trees, come on down. It's going to be from 9 to 12 both days. I think we'll have plenty of help, but you're more than welcome. A couple of the other things, just kind of wanted to update on a couple of the projects that are going on. The Eagle Glen Trail project, I did show you all some pictures of the progress that's been going on. I think they started doing this basically started cutting and pulling asphalt this week and laying the concrete. They've done an excellent job. Mr. Kennedy and myself were out there today taking a look at it. It looks great. The trail has changed in some parts, added a little more character, a few more curves. Pulled it away from some of the houses where it was possible. I really think the citizens are going to like it because it really looks nice. We talked to the contractor. They said things are rolling good right now. Looks like we got some weather coming in Monday, Tuesday, so they're not sure if that's going to affect them or not. Other than that, the Hawk Ridge Trail project, I did contact a concrete or trail company, contractor. They came out. We kind of walked around, showed them what we were looking at on the trail. I do have three quotes from them on 3 different styles of trails. I would really like to get the grounds committee together maybe next week so we could discuss some of these quotes that came through, see what we think, what style we want to go. It's everything from just an aggregate trail to an asphalt trail and even a concrete trail. So wide variety of prices, but definitely a couple of them are doable. So thought maybe we might be able to get a date today on when the committee might want to meet. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. I think there's only one member here right now, but are you? Is Monique?
Yes, I am on the committee.
And Melinda's on there. Do you have a day you might be able to meet next week?
Thursday or Friday this week might be better for me, but I don't know what your schedule.
That's fine for me too.
Can I,
And next week's possible. I'm not saying that. I apologize. I didn't.
Why don't I look at my calendar when I get back and see if I can do Thursday or Friday and get in touch with you guys.
Thursday would be better, but
And I know I
I
cannot
can
do
make
it next
myself free.
Thursday. I have a meeting already. But
Just remember, Steve, any meeting we have to post it 24 hours in advance.
True.
So if we're gonna try to have a meeting this Thursday or Friday, it's gonna need to,
from Wednesday.
be posted pretty quick here.
yeah, I doubt I'll
Yeah.
be able to do it on Thursday evening, but I'll get in contact with you guys either tomorrow afternoon or something by email and see if we can figure out a date.
next week will work.
Okay.
I'm sure we can make it work next week.
The other project that I wanted to skim over real quick, just to let you know where we're at. Actually, Mr. Kennedy got some more information this morning, so he knows a little bit more about it than what I do. So I'm going to let him kind of explain it to you all, the progress that we've made and where we're at on it.
Thanks, Steve.
Miss-
I just gave Member Haddock a couple of renderings that have been completed by Heather Eisenbarth from the engineering division. These are the latest renderings of what's being proposed for the farmers market area. So please, what I just said was I've given the latest renderings to Member Haddock here, and these are what are proposed, the latest proposal for the market area. So please take a look at those, and if you have any questions, I'll stick around afterwards and gladly answer those for you. The difference in them, Brian, is one is with the full old growth trees, and the other one was with what we also anticipate planting beyond and including those full growth trees. I talked to Public Works Director today. It looks like they will be going out for formal bid either the end of November or the 1st of December. The timeline for this project is approximately 90 days from time of award of contract to completion. It's going to be tight getting this in before the farmer's market opens in that date in June. Obviously, it's very weather dependent, especially the first couple of months that they're going to be working at the site. Staff did meet today. Steve, were you done? Okay. I didn't mean to total. Staff did meet today, and we had a post-farmers market staff meeting and talked about a lot of the successes and some of the issues we had with the facility. We will be giving you a report. But obviously, one of the biggest things is with these new facilities that are going to be constructed on the site, it's going to change the way the market operates and how our fee structure is associated. So these will be things that we will be bringing to the park board here probably in the next few months for your review and comment. We're really looking forward to this. It looks like it's going to really be a nice facility. They're still saying the $300,000 that has been budgeted for this is enough funds to build the shelter and all phase 1 improvements. So with that in mind, I think we're in pretty good shape. Any questions on what Steve was talking about or anything on the farmer's market?
Can I ask a question of Steve, please? Steve, have we ever, or has the tree board ever suggested an arboretum? And what does it entail exactly? I know it's different trees from different areas. Can we think about that for Hawks Park, Hawk Ridge Park?
It's been thought about quite a bit, actually, and trying to figure out what exactly we were going to put in Hawk Ridge Park before we thought about that. An arboretum, you really want it to be kind of singleized as a park, so you can have, very passive, just trees.
Right.
It's been talked about. I always like the idea that I stole from somebody, but Noah's Park, and having two varieties or two species of all the Missouri native trees going through a trail, meandering through, and having nice places to sit. Mr. Kennedy's talked about, and part of the farmers market, building a type of an arboretum, more of flowers with the gazebo area, more like for like wedding pictures, down on the it would be the northwest corner. Right. So yeah, it's been talked about quite a bit. Where we have not picked a spot for one yet, but
doesn't an arboretum, when you think about that, do you think about trees coming from all over or just from Missouri?
Just depends on how you want to do it. Some trees aren't going to grow here because they're from other states and
obviously
stuff like
you can't get a palm up here.
The ideal, really the ideal thing is to plant trees in here that we know are gonna survive and thrive, and then use that as the education to the other citizens that really don't know
because
know
it's
trees.
Something that I know of only one arboretum around here, and that's the one in Overland Park.
Yeah.
So I was thinking we don't have anything like that around here. Might be a good idea. When I read about your 100, what kind of trees are you planting this time?
Well, with those trees, with the forest relief, you have a variety of trees to pick from. Doesn't mean you're going to get those varieties. Right. Which I had like 6 different varieties. We ended up getting 3. We got tulip trees. Man, I'm not going to be able to think. Serviceberry and bald cypress. So we got a wide variety of
goes well
those.
Here.
Pardon me?
The bald cypress grows well here.
Very well, yeah, very well. So, and the tulips, the other 2 will do very well too. The serviceberries are great for birds.
We didn't get any maples?
No maples. They were all out. This is the forest relief is down in St. Louis, so the people who go first usually get the prime pick. Okay. And so when they took the truck down, they went, Bridging the Gap got this for 4 different cities, so they went down and got like 400 or 500 trees. So we had to get everything collaborated. Then they rented a big U-Haul, went down and picked them up. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Right, Steve, on, basically, I'm not familiar with some of the trees.
Mhm.
So we may want, is there a possibility of having a synopsis on those?
On the trees that we just,
On this tree, for example, the diameter of the trunk and
Oh, okay.
maturity, the height.
the majority, all these trees that we, for this grant came in a 1-gallon container. So they are container trees. They got about, I would say, half-inch, maybe half-inch to 3/4-inch stalk, circumference, or not circumference, but caliber. And they're approximately anywhere from 2 to 4 foot tall.
What I'm looking at is maturity. What are they at maturity? And we're
Oh,
trunk
at
diameter.
maturity?
Yeah,
I'm
trunk
sorry.
diameter,
I'm
height,
sorry.
and possibly the life expectancy of the tree.
A bald cypress can, a bald cypress can grow not only in a drought, it can grow flooded. So those trees will grow up to 70 foot tall, and they'll last for 100 years. Actually, when we were up in Liberty, there's still 2 bald cypress up there supposedly that came back from the big gold rush out in California. So, I mean, they will last years. Service berries, some people use them more as an ornamental tree. They don't get real huge. They get berries. They're real pretty. You're talking maybe 25, 30 foot at its mature age. And then the tulip trees, they can get a little bit bigger. They'll probably get up to 40, 45 foot. But in all these, none of these are super fast growers. So, they'll be around for a while.
So basically around farmer's market, what would be the ideal tree then? Considering that we'd probably want to see shade to a certain degree, and obviously some height as a result of that.
None of these trees from this grant will be going at the farmer's market. We do have another project set aside of about $27,000 that is just going to be used for, 28,000, sorry, to be used for trees and beautification of the city. Those trees are going to be much bigger trees. They're going to be 2 to 2.5 inch caliber trees. They're going to come in. They're going to be 6 to 8 foot tall. You're going to see a lot of oaks. You're going to see a lot of the trees that they may not have as much color, but they're going to have more lasting power. There will be some maples in there. This will be a totally different group of trees that we'll be bringing in.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? No? Thank you. Mr. Kennedy, do you have more?
Yeah, just very briefly, sir, just a couple things. I would really like to commend Jerry and the rest of the staff for Harvest Night. This was my third, and this one I think by far was the best. And we had several volunteers that did not bother to show up, whether that was because of the good weather or the Royals game or the Ray Peck football game. I don't know. So we really had to scramble, and I thought staff really picked up the ball and pulled it off. And the event, again, was very successful. I know we need to do something with volunteers for this event. It's something that it's going to be a challenge, but that's one of the things we met after the event and talked about exclusively, and I think we do have some fairly good ways that we will try to attract some volunteers. But if the board has any suggestions or ideas, we would love to entertain those at a later time. Please send those to Jerry or myself or John, because that's probably the only thing that's holding this event from growing even bigger and better and more elaborate, because we have a lot of ingenious people that came up with some great ideas for this event, and it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of good compliments and very good attendance. The only other thing I have, sir, is the MOU I received this afternoon from the First Baptist Church. I'm not going to go into detail at this time what it is. I will be sending this out for the park board to review along with the city manager. There is not a lot of changes, but there are a couple of pretty major ones that we are going to have to address at some point. So please do not hesitate if you see this to comment. Mr. Haddock, if we do have an opportunity to discuss this at our grounds meeting, I think it would be a great opportunity. And this is something I'd love to see us proceed upon as quickly as possible now that we do have the document back from the church. Okay, that's all I have, sir.
Any questions for Mr. Kennedy?
Just a rhetorical thing, no comment necessary at this time, but I'd ask.
Is your mic?
I'm sorry. The tennis courts, just don't, I guess we don't need to get into it right now, but I don't want to forget about that. I went and looked at those several weeks ago, and I'm worried about the winter. I guess that could get bad. So maybe by next meeting, if we can talk about if there's any progress on that.
Any other questions for Mr. Kennedy? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. We have no unfinished business. We have one item of new business this evening, and it's kind of a carryover of previous discussions we had. And this is the Raypeck Soccer Club, the equipment that is still on site. If everybody remembers, the discussion on that was we got a couple of soccer goals, some benches, bleachers, and a job box still on site. That's their equipment. They're requesting it back, and we came up with a plan last month, and it was rejected, countered offered. So now we've got to decide if we want any of this equipment, and this is the cost. It's the final cost they're offering it for, and we need to decide if we want to obtain any of that equipment at this point. I think last time we were looking at the benches, bleachers, the job box, $800, I think. The goals, one goal for $800. They rejected that offer, so this is what they've got now. They've got one soccer goal, $400. All benches and bleachers, $650. The job box is $250, and the second set, if we wanted the second soccer goal, $500. We get our choice of goal of whichever one to keep. I do believe, if I'm calling some numbers off the top of my head, if we were talking about all the benches and bleachers, it'd be about $2,400 to replace it new. And these are the good aluminum bleachers, so they should last forever, correct? The job box is not new, but functions. And I believe a new job box is about $1,700, maybe even a little bit more, depending on the size you get. And then on the soccer goals, I don't know how much is the soccer goal. $800?
Close to that. Might be a little bit more than that, yeah.
$800-900. And now, it's my understanding, one of the soccer goals we're not using at this point.
Correct.
That is correct.
Is either set of goals worth keeping?
Yeah, we've been using one set since they left, so.
So one's good. The second one?
The second one is it's just not as good as the other ones. They're sitting along the tree line.
Would we use it anywhere?
We would not use them for game fields, no. If we wanted to set a set of goals out in the park somewhere for somebody to practice or kick around, whatever, then they would be fine for that, yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Please. So if we do not buy the second goal, it would cost us $13 for all. 1,300.
1,300, yes.
Okay. So, and the benches and the bleachers, are they in good shape?
They're in pretty good shape, yes.
So we wouldn't have to buy new ones for 3-4 years?
More than that, probably, yeah.
More
you
than
might have
that?
to buy one here or there that gets bent or something
Okay.
like that, but you would not have to buy all of them for quite a while.
Mr. Kennedy, where would we get the money from to buy this?
I will address that.
Okay.
First of all, it's staff recommendations that we do the players and benches, that we do the job box, and the one set of goals.
Okay.
The second set of goals, we don't feel is worth what it would cost us to pay for this. So with that in mind, it's kind of where we feel we should go. It's just recommendations, sir. As far as funding, it's too late to take it out of 2014. So this is going to have to come out of the 2015 budget. This is not realized in the budget. I would have to talk to administration if we need to do a budget amendment for this, or if we would be necessary to take it out of our existing budget. So does that answer your question, ma'am?
you say we would have to take it out of our existing budget. Do we have an area where we could take it out of our existing budget?
We do.
We do?
We do have an area designated for this type of purchase.
Okay.
But this specifically was not spelled out in the budget to purchase for
Okay.
2015. So we may have to do a budget amendment
Okay,
depending on how staff feels after we look at this, if this expenditure is going to impact us negatively enough that we have to do a budget amendment.
okay. Thank you.
Brian, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I know this email from Dan is probably paraphrased, but I was wondering, has it been determined who actually owns this equipment? Because I see it says here, offering Parks and Recreation to opportunity to purchase fuel equipment that the club claims is their property. Is it determined it's their property and not the city's property? Has that been,
Well, the last discussion we had was the only thing we would be able to claim would be the soccer goals. That was written into the agreement.
okay,
I don't believe we're laying claim to any of the benches, bleachers, or job box, right? But the goals were the only thing that were really kind of up in the air.
all right.
When we had the discussion about it, how good of a deal it was how hard did you really want to fight for it? It's kind of where it was.
Okay, I was kind of surprised by Dan's use of language, that the club, his club claims it's their property. It appears they're not really sure if they own it.
That's
Yeah.
my language, sir.
Oh, okay.
I
Just
put
want to
that in
clarify
there.
that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, otherwise I think the price is
I would.
fair.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What I'd like to know is weren't we scheduled or budgeting for,
Just gotta hear it.
weren't we scheduling or budgeting for nets next year?
Extra
Goal.
goals?
Goals,
Thank
yeah.
you. Goes.
Yes. Yes, we were.
All right,
We do
that's
have it in the budget
That's in the
for
15
improvement.
budget.
Yes.
And that was taken into account as far as this, whether we take one set or two sets of goals, is that yes, we will be adding new goals to our inventory of existing soccer goals.
But that would be, in this case, if we took none, that would be budget, that was expected to be budget for, was all new goals.
Not necessarily all new goals. We need additional goals for the program that we currently operate, the recreational soccer program. And the budgeted goals for 2015 are additional goals to add to our inventory. Now granted, when the club left, they took some goals with them. And we purchased goals in 2014, and we're looking at purchasing goals in 2015. But that was not anticipated that they would be asking for this equipment when that budget item and decision was made, that we were going to purchase goals in both this fiscal year and the 2015 fiscal year.
So we were on the assumption we were gonna have one set of goals, right?
Yes, sir.
How much are we paying for a set of goals next year, per set?
Yeah, because they're the bigger ones. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, I don't know right offhand, Brian, I don't have my information with me, and I can get that for you
Roughly,
all.
just roughly,
But probably $1,500
$1,500
per goal, because they are the bigger ones.
the bigger goals.
Yeah.
Is this a bigger or
Kids.
smaller goal?
This is the smallest age group, a U8, that we are using right as of now.
Now, let me clarify something. When you say goal, does that mean set of goals at $1,500? Is that the way I anticipate it?
No, I believe we have in there, and I apologize, I can't remember this right now, but I believe there's $9,000 in there for 3 sets of goals. That's $1,500 a piece, $3,000 a set, I believe is what is in the budget. I will check on that and definitely get back with you all.
I think that's right, too.
How would,
Yes, sir.
are we gonna utilize this set? If this is the smallest set for the smallest age group, do we have anticipation of using them quite a bit?
Yeah, right now it's one of our biggest age groups.
So some of the new goals next year, is that gonna be smaller, the similar size goals also?
No, it will not. These are the ones designated to buy next year are for U10 and U12.
So in other words, if we don't purchase these goals, we won't have a set. for
You are
that age
correct.
group.
You are correct.
Right.
We would have to work in there buying that smaller goal and the other ones by what age groups we have. Because when we did our budget, this email had not come to us yet, so we did not know that they were wanting to take back their ownership of their bleachers and goals and everything, so we had no idea that they were going to take them away.
Let me ask you this, the second set of goals, what are they worth? Anything?
Not a whole lot.
They were $400?
Are they worth $400?
We wouldn't use them for our games. Now, we could put them out as practice goals in a different location, but as far as using them for game equipment, we would not use those.
Do we have any practice goals anywhere today?
No, we do not.
Not really.
Do we have anywhere we got a big enough space of green land we could have a practice soccer field?
Oh, sure.
We do?
Yeah. There's probably room at Memorial Park. There's definitely room at Ward Park inside the walking trail.
And it could be a situation where you just put one goal in one spot, one park, and one goal in another. I mean, most teams don't need the full
Yeah.
field, you know.
And the concern with that is once we do put one or two out, the fighting of that space for our coaches of our 20 teams that we have, and limited space for 2 goals. Just a thought.
Kind of rather fight for something they want than just not provide it at all. I mean, if that's the worst thing that happens, people fighting for a spot versus not providing a service at all, I don't know.
It is true.
I hear you. I don't have to deal with it. You would. but
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, sir.
I understand where
Appreciate
you're coming
that.
from.
We could direct the calls to you if you'd like.
Yeah.
No,
All
I
right.
agree.
No,
with
I
you.
agree.
I agree.
All right, so let's try to take a consensus on the benches and bleachers. Do we want that? Are we interested in those? Yeah. Yes? Yeah. Okay, the job box, are we interested in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
know exactly what it is.
It's a storage box. It's a lockable storage box. You can put in
That's what you told me.
the flags and all that equipment. Okay, so we know we got a consensus on those two. Next thing to talk about is really soccer goals. We interested in the soccer goals. It prevents us from spending, I'll guess, I don't know, $2,000 next year on a set of that size. I'll just guess that cost. At least one set of soccer goals. We're interested in that. All right, now do we want the second set of soccer goals? I mean, if we really think about it, it's $400. You can say it's $500. It doesn't matter. We're going to buy one set, but
How many soccer fields need soccer goals?
This year we played with we had 7 fields. It depends every year how many kids in each age group
Okay.
play and
Okay.
how many fields we need it was 6 fields this year. How many fields we need
Okay,
for that age group.
okay.
We had an extra field on field 4 for the U10s that we did not have that many kids, so we didn't fulfill that field.
Okay.
If we would have filled that particular field, we would have had to pull the little goals out of the trees and use them. Or in the last year's purchase, when we bought the 3 goals right before the season, 3 sets, we would have had to buy a 4th one there.
Okay. So we're lacking, if we buy one set of goals, we would have to buy 5 sets of goals for the 6. No?
No.
Am I not right?
No, because
we're-
we've already purchased
Oh,
goals.
we have.
So the one set, we currently use one set out of the 6 fields that we currently use. One set is not ours
Okay,
at this time.
That's correct. We bought 3 sets in 2014. We
Okay.
anticipate buying 3 sets in 2015.
Okay.
And staff recommends that we purchase this additional set that we already thought was ours, but evidently is not.
okay.
and of the 3 sets in 2015, are those replacement sets of ones going bad?
No.
No.
So-
Additions.
They are additions.
Between program growth and the ones that were taken by the club, These are either replacement or additional.
Replacement of ones that have been taken, not ones that.
So how do we
are no
play
longer
this
used.
year? Because didn't they take them early in the year? The club
Yes,
took all their
we
goal.
purchased 3 sets of goals this year right before the soccer season to accommodate our program so we could run.
Yeah, but we got 3 plus the one that's still
3
here. That's
plus
only
the
4
one.
sets, and we
Well,
got 6 fields.
2 of them are small PVC, the kitty, the
Yeah,
okay.
5 and 6.
U5s.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they're replacements of PVC goals. Is next year's set?
No,
right?
no, they're replacement of the goals that the soccer club took away.
Spring
for
soccer,
U10 and U12 groups
that we didn't run this year.
that we didn't have enough kids in those programs to run.
Okay,
So if that happens, as the kids grow and those kids continue to grow up, we will not have the soccer goals to accommodate our fields
Okay.
to follow those programs.
I
The
understand.
other thing that is the difference, we have more kids play soccer in spring than we do fall.
I
So
see.
we will have more fields out there. Right now, some of those fields are flag football fields.
Okay.
So Steve will have the park guys will have to, park staff will have to put soccer goals and fields back together where the current flag football fields are for the spring.
Okay.
So it's bringing us back up to our
see, Brian,
numbers.
they allowed us to keep those soccer goals through the spring season.
Okay.
last year.
I didn't know when they took
That's-
them.
That's when they
Yeah.
picked those up.
That makes sense.
So is it to our advantage to buy the second set of goals here? No. Okay.
If we want to use them for practice,
Okay,
we
that's the
can
only.
we can purchase those goals at that price, and we can utilize them for practice space.
Okay.
Well, let me
But
ask you this.
we will
You were
not
talking
use
about
them for
this-
game space.
You were talking this year about having to bring them out already if the program was big enough. Spring, we're anticipating going to be bigger, but the 3 goals you're buying next year are the large goals for the older kids. What if you have to run more of the younger kids? Will you need a smaller set of goals?
We've actually changed our goal sizes. When we bought those new goals last spring, we made it to where we can play U12 and U10 with the same size goals. It's not what we had beforehand. This helps us out to where we can have 2 different programs playing on the same size goal, which really gives us some leeway on where we have to play our games.
Good.
And I do want to correct myself. Next year we have $6,000 for 3 sets of goals, so it's about $2,000
$2,000
per
a set.
set. Yeah.
Okay.
Apologize, sir.
Okay. Okay, so is anybody interested in the second set of goals?
No,
No? Okay. Somebody want to make a motion?
I move that we buy 1 set of soccer goals, the benches and the bleachers, and the Joe box, which would total up to 1,300, I think.
Second.
All right, I have a first and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? All right, unanimous. Thank you, sir. Let us know if we need to make a budget amendment.
Sure will.
I mean, otherwise write a check. Okay, so that does it for new business. Any board member comments this evening? Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to thank all the staff, because I know it's not just only Jerry. I know everybody helped at the Harvest Festival, 24th. I think it's great that you had over 400 people there.
Good job. Anybody else? The one thing I do want to bring up is we're approaching the November-December timeframe, and historically we have combined those 2 meetings since they run around the holidays. I don't know if we did last year because everybody said they could come on a Tuesday before Thanksgiving, but I'm anticipating not being in town that week. And granted, it doesn't all have to rely on me because I'm just one person. But is anybody interested in moving it to the 1st of December and combining those 2 meetings around the holidays since they all seem to fall on the holiday week? The 2 dates we have are the 9th and 16th, I believe. Those are maybe I have my calendar pulled up. Yes, sir.
Would it be okay, Jerry just reminded me that we compete with P&Z and we need to make sure that dates are available. So would it be an option for us to send you out?
Yep. Yep.
It's a couple
Because we
days.
do have December 2nd too.
Okay.
That's the first week in December. Then 9th is 2nd, 16th is the 3rd.
Second.
So 2nd or 9th.
Second or not?
2nd or 9th. And I don't know, when do they meet? Second Tuesday of the month?
The tree lighting is on December 2nd, and we've already asked P&Z to move their normal meeting night for that Tuesday to allow for our tree lighting.
Okay.
So we
Well,
are
I
going to be
don't- yeah.
cut short for them already, but they meet every other Tuesday as well.
We don't meet every other Tuesday. You said as well. I just, semantics. Yeah, said that. And we don't have to meet on a Tuesday. I just bring Tuesdays up. Yes, sir.
I don't know, I haven't been here long, but I was under the impression we had a joint session
Yes,
with the
I was going to
council
ask
every
that too.
quarter, and I expected that to be in this time frame. Is that true or false?
Well, I thought it was, sir.
Okay.
But
I didn't imagine it.
I was informed that it may not be on the schedule. I had it on my schedule for the 7th.
November the 3rd, I thought.
November third.
Yeah, the first work session in
Yes.
November, that's what I had on my schedule, but I've just heard yesterday that that may not be on the schedule now.
And that's fine, I just wanted, that's all we needed to
Oh,
know.
I'm glad you asked, thank
I
you.
mean, I don't know if it would affect us because it would be on a Monday, but
Oh, I just thought that was in lieu of the regular.
no,
No,
That
it's
is
not
correct.
here.
no, nope, that's okay. So, give us some dates we can pick from. Doesn't have to be a Tuesday, but I think
We can
Tuesday would be
email you in a
preferred
couple
since most
days.
people are used to meeting on a Tuesday. Anything else? No? Go Royals?
Go Royals? You've even got a T-shirt.
I know, I appreciate that. I got that same shirt. It's got all the numbers on the back.
Yeah, it's got all the numbers on the back.
All right, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I move that this August body adjourn for
Second?
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous? Meeting adjourned?
Wow. Pretty good.
Interrupting my sleep now.